And we are back. Thank you all so much for your patience. We have the tournament winner, Diamond Bracket number 7. Congratulations, Joven. How does it feel?
It's great to yet again win another one.
Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely used to winning these at this point.
Yeah, it's a bit. I am a bit used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although you haven't played much recently, and you still won. I think that says something. That says something just how you're able to win even after you haven't played the game in a while.
Yeah, I mean that's maybe at the start of the year I took a little break, but I think I've played a lot of tabletop like the last month, and not compared to like when I used to.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
still I don't really deck build that much. And,
Yeah, slowly sort of get back into the groove of it, like maybe not fully back into it, just
yeah, exactly.
yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. And sometimes we need those breaks, breathers, and opportunities to kind of sort ourselves out. So we've got a couple other questions here that I would like to shoot at you. The first one so we've already asked, like, it's been a while. You've been up to a few different things. I know you played Smash Brothers for a little while. Have you been up to anything else since we last chatted?
Yeah, it's mostly Smash Bros. I still play that a lot. I travel to a lot of places to play Smash. It's kind of funny. Like 2 weeks ago, I went like 1 hour train to another city, and then like it turns out there really weren't that many people there that there usually was. So it was like a 3-person tournament with me included.
Oh wow. I've been in
Wow,
those
that must
before.
suck.
There was one time
That
I
must-
traveled to Vancouver to compete in an arms tournament, and I mean it was better than that, but there was like 7 people. It's like I flew across Canada to come here.
Wow. It must be pretty funny, but also kind of annoying at the same time.
Yeah,
I've
but
never
I
actually been
actually
to.
still.
Go on.
Yeah, I still won back the money I paid for the train ride though.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Just like I was already traveling, and the local was already like kind of on the way back home, so it wasn't really that big of a deal.
Yeah. I still haven't been to like an in-person tournament before. It seems cool. I want to do it someday.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter what game. I think they're like the best thing ever. Like literally, I don't think there's anything more fun than going to a tournament.
Yeah.
So, against Pinon, we noticed that you were using Snatcher every once in a while. Could you was that specifically a thing against Pinon, or was there a different strategy that you had cooking?
For the last game, Gemini, I use Snatcher in that deck because it's pretty good with the Judd, not Lil Judd, just regular Judd.
Oh yeah, it does fit in with Judd.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's probably 1 or 2 other things maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, there's
I'll
not many
say
cards
that-
that combo with him.
Yeah, Snatcher is a really awkward card to play around compared to others. You can still find something that combos with it probably, but
that final match was, I don't know. I don't really tilt as much as I did, like I used to do a couple years ago. But that match was, I mean, some of the things that happened were pretty frustrating. Like I never got I never won 50-50s or stuff like that.
I mean, Pinon was
Yeah.
playing out of his mind in this event. Dude was playing to win, and it was very impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can imagine how much more difficult that made it for you.
I don't think I played that great this tournament. I did a couple of huge misplays.
Well, even the best players make mistakes sometimes. It's just how it is. It's just a little learning process that you'd never really stop going through. If you make a mistake one time, you just don't do it the next time.
Or you try to remember that.
Yeah, you try to. Yeah, if you remember that you made that mistake before, at least. That's definitely a factor.
Do you think you're going to be competing in more events, or are you kind of enjoying the slower pacing that you've had for Tableturf for the last while, where you pick up an odd event, you play well, you make it to Diamond Bracket, and then you play out of your mind in Diamond Bracket and see how things go again?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna join most TBOs and Diamond Bracket, but it's still gonna be a slower pace because I don't really play that much between those. So I yes to both that.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
Lucia, do you have any questions for the Joven?
Not anything that you haven't already asked, no.
Is there something
Well-
you would like to share, Joven? Any specific moment that you wanted to talk about?
Okay, so I want to talk about. There are a few people I want to call out that they go into the stream chat when they're in the middle of a set, and I don't think that's I don't think they have bad intentions, but like it is cheating.
Fortunately,
So I want you all to stop. Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Well, the stream
I kindly
is
ask
like
you to
a bit. The stream does have like a minute delay, but yeah, I can still see
Yeah, I mean
that.
that's still just like 1 or 2 turns behind. The chat could be talking about the game,
And
you can,
you can also see the person's deck, even if it is like 1 or 2 turns behind.
I don't think they're like watching the stream. They're just going to chat, but it's still like not really. I mean, it also like makes it look like they are watching the stream, even though I don't think they are. But
Yeah.
like, it's a bit doesn't put them in the best light.
Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from on that. Now, lastly, I know we haven't done much RP in the longest while, but now that I'm out of the
yeah.
garden center, I'm
question.
probably going to try to get back into stuff. So since I have your attention right now,
The question.
a fun fact about Asa, if you please. Or maybe another character.
Yeah, I don't have another character.
Then the fun
So,
fact about Asa. You know what? This one nobody but us will get, but that fight against Mekai, how does Asa feel about how things kind of played out through there?
Still a bit confused.
It's like, that's a weird Octoling, but sure thing, buddy. Just kind of like sitting there being like, she must have cheated somehow. There's no way she got half the place she got normally. She just... Is Asa the kind that would go to VOD reviews and see if she can identify something like that?
Definitely. I usually do VOD reviews. It's pretty fun actually. Also, as well as something I want to say, like I don't like how in Thunderpoint every single time every turn 2 play I do is just countered by the enemy. Like they know exactly what they're gonna do every time. Specifically turn 2 in Thunderpoint.
Yeah, we mentioned before in the middle of the game that sometimes Thunderpoint just sort of puts you into that sort of like X marks the garden situation where either you go up or you go right. Like it's practically just a 50-50 half the time.
Nah, I mean you can do so what people usually do is either do kind of a lot of defensive turn 2, so like they block an aggressive attack, or they go aggressive themselves. But I mean it's a kind of crazy option, but if you go like up the top, like vertical, you usually just like either win right there or you're in a really bad spot. Because like if you manage to block them, you literally just have half of the map closed off already.
Yeah. What do you think is the strongest card to open within Thunderpoint?
Joe.
Fair. I was hoping for a different... Excluding... you know what? Excluding Joe, what do you think is the best opening card for Thunderpoint?
Horoboros.
Why do you think that?
Because there's a few different ways you can open with Ouroboros, but like the most common one is really good defense, because there's like only one small little spot to the left where the opponent can go aggressive, and it's also just have really good combos with big man and overlorder and stuff like that.
That's fair.
And Marie, like Pinon did. Or was it Callie? I don't know.
Same difference.
Yeah, I can't remember a single one of those like mirror cards. Like which one is which.
I might be able to tell Slosher and Deco Slosher apart, but I think that's about it.
Yeah, I have no idea about those.
But yeah, this has been a 5-hour tournament. So I'm gonna again congratulations on first place. Best of luck in future Tableturf events and in future Smash Brothers events that you attend and participate in. We're gonna move on.
Thanks.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I said thanks.
Yeah. We are.
Bye bye.
Bye. We are going to move on to our next interviewee. None other than Mr. Ormic's second place themselves, Pinon.
Hello.
Oh. Congratulations on second place in the tournament that took. It's currently
Too long.
5 hours.
Yeah, it took way too long.
We need some way to tone down the time.
We need
Oh
less-
well, that's
less
for a
people
future
winning
day.
tournaments. I'm more concerned because I have like 6 things going on in my life, and I've had to try to keep track of all of those while doing this and getting ready for an arms tournament that's happening in 90 minutes. Just
Have fun with that.
but yeah, how are you feeling?
I'm pretty happy with the performance. I wish I could have had better RNG in those past 2 sets, but oh well, what are you gonna do about those 2 games?
Yeah, RNG screws you over sometimes, and there's not.
I will say
About it.
the final match in Double Gemini, my opening hand was Paintbrush 10 size, Splash-O-Matic 7 size, Slosher 6 size, and Tenatech 2 size. So not a whole lot I could have done there.
What are you talking about? That's like the best
Yeah.
opening hand in the game.
I wish I could have pulled off like what I did with Aaron there, but alas.
Well, you weren't the only one that had terrible opening hand luck, so we
Yeah,
saw
happens to
quite a
everyone.
bit of that this tournament.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like
I
it's a
remember,
streamer curse.
I think it was Cookies who didn't have a very good opening on a River Drift game.
Mhm.
Double Cookies got destroyed by RNG on both of the times he got streamed. He was in our first stream match, got destroyed by terrible luck, like consistently bad luck on draws. Clawed his way through the lower bracket all the way up to quarterfinals to face off against Trey Lena, and gets back on stream and immediately it's just pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you're
yeah,
the
go ahead. I feel like you're gonna ask me the questions that were in the comms chat.
yeah. You already know what the questions are, so you have a second or two to
Yeah.
kind of prepare. So do the other players, but you know, yeah, that power clam, that read that me and Zeb lost our minds to. Could you? We saw you kind of just like fishing for that spot. Was that like a hard read? What was going on there?
I'm gonna be brutally honest. That's a coincidence. Literally, the only reason I turned it is because I realized, oh, if I play it this way, I can combo the special point easier with Wiper and Ultra Stamp.
I don't
That's
believe
it.
you. I don't believe you. That was
If I played it with the special point to the corner, I couldn't activate it. But if I played it pointing to the opposite side, I could
Peanut,
potentially activate it.
I don't believe you. That was too perfectly set up. You destroy that final that
Won me the
game
game.
ended with 18 points in your favor specifically because of that play.
Oh yeah, it absolutely won me the game. It's just a coincidence.
Yeah, no, it was. I need you to say it was 1000% calculated and get your nasaliest tongue out and go, "Yeah, I planned it all along. I'm so smart and genius. Ha ha ha." Or whatever the heck you people do.
That's not it, unfortunately. The entire game against Aaron was kind of just like, it's hard to describe it because it's like I kind of just went into a flow state of where I'm like, yep, this card's gonna go here, this card's gonna go here, this card's gonna go here. For the Thunderpoint games, it's kind of just I see the cards in my deck, I look at the board, I'm like, yep, this card is going here, it's fine, I can hold off on playing it. This card can go here, it's contested, so I need to play it now. I don't know how to replicate that. I wish I could, but
you played out of your mind in that game.
First game, yeah.
You definitely didn't overhear me say it, but no, I saw you play and I'm like, this guy's just being Yoven right here. Like, you were playing so well.
Yeah. The River Drift game where I had to come back from that start, I really had one out and I got lucky that Aaron didn't cover up the Megalodontia spot, so I was able to just take it back from there and just start throwing everything at the wall.
That sounds like a maximum IQ strat, throwing stuff at the wall. Viewers, take note.
I mean,
Random stuff.
literally, I just looked at what was in my hand. I'm like, the only thing I can play is a Tenatech. Might as well special into his base with it. YOLO.
You literally just Moon Knight throwing everything out of his pocket.
Random bullshit go, yes. Yes.
So, the next question I have for you, I know because we've had this conversation before, but not all viewers are necessarily going to be in on the know about you and your beautiful, loving, blossoming relationship with Fish Stick. If you would like to explain your best, most ever dear and near endowed partner to the chat and why it's such a great card, please share to us.
I'm gonna be honest. Fish Stick is there because Ouroboros and Overlord are combo with it. That's literally it. It's just there for base combo. It's the card that works. There's basically nothing else that can fill the niche there.
Those two cards
I
just really
guess-
want a Fish Stick just rammed right there.
It's just like, and if I'm playing with like Megalodontia where Fish Stick isn't useful, I can use it as a pushing tool, maybe.
Do you like to
Sort
push
of,
with your
somewhat.
Fish Stick?
Like to the middle of the map, if like I'm trying to contest space, Fish Stick works somehow. This card is a meme. It's not the best card in the deck. It's probably one of the worst cards in the deck, but I need it in there until I can find something to replace it.
You want to take your... I'm gonna stop. Oh dear, I'm so sorry. This is a terrible running joke that I was doing up for that little bit. When you were playing, getting that energy out of here and just moving on because I've totally just ruined everything. Yeah, no, your games against Joven were very fascinating. I know he said he was feeling a little out of it, but no, those were incredibly close games, and we weren't too far from a potential reality of a bracket reset, which could have led to you taking the victory here. How do you feel about how you played against Joven?
Well, disregarding the first set of winners finals where I got 3-0'd, that was pretty meh. I think this time I'm just kind of like, I got more comfortable because Joven plays very different decks compared to everyone else, and he plays them in a different way. It's hard to explain because, like, yeah, people are going to use similar cards, but there's just a way of playing in a way that he just, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like a sense of aggressiveness that he has that you don't really get with other people, and it's such an optimized manner that it's like, if you mess up against him and you like leave something open for one turn too long, he's going to take advantage of that. So it's kind of like I adapted to playing against him, and it's just sort of
Well, the interesting thing about it is like you said, he has a special aggression to him, and on top of that, each of his decks are so well designed that
they're all hyper optimized.
You can't make the argument, like, even when he gets bad draws, they're still better than a lot of players like mid draws for the opening game. Like, you look at a bad draw from Joven and you're like, oh, the opposing player stands a chance because his deck is just so well designed that even bad it starts, he still has something to do.
Yeah. And so it's just going up against that. It's such an optimized deck like that. Just playing against it is really, really difficult. Just because of how optimized it is, how well it's going to be able to adapt to whatever you throw at it. So. Yeah.
Lucia, do you have any questions?
So this is less a question about the tournament and more just about Tableturf in general, but how do you feel about, like, the scene right now? Do you think, like, the scene is alive, or...
Well, it's alive, we're sitting right here.
Well? Well, do you think the scene's doing well?
I wouldn't say it's doing well. The scene has obviously seen better days, but I feel like it's not completely dead, obviously. I mean, we still have people playing. It's not a huge player base, but there's a bunch of people dedicated to it. And so I do hope that we get like some Tableturf support in the future, whether that's like next season we get the 30 alternate kit cards or the $530 DLC that comes with Splatoon Raiders if they include Tableturf or whatever. That's my favorite phrase, $530 DLC.
Yeah.
On one
But,
hand,
yeah.
I do hope we get Table Turf and Splatoon Raiders, but at the same time, I really don't want to have to spend that much money just to play Table Turf. So,
I imagine if we
mean,
get it, it's in Splatoon 4.
yeah, but honestly, who knows? Who knows how far away Splatoon 4 is? Because Raiders is probably going to be a good few years before we get another Splatoon.
Yeah.
But it is just a spin-off, so
I know,
I
but I
think
want
their
to.
logic. I think their logic for that is obviously Splatoon 3 is backwards compatible on the Switch too, and so they don't need to make a new one for a while. I guess that's their logic for that.
Yeah.
And the third kit's being added basically solidified that they're gonna drag out Splatoon 3 for a while longer.
Yeah. I just wish we would get the cards for the third kits. Come on, Nintendo, do it. Please, please.
What would they? Question is, what would they do for the third
Just
kits?
move the
'Cause
special
the
point.
second kit's
You did it for the jelly. You just have it in a different special point.
yeah, you could have like a Splatana.
Splatana.
Could have a Splatana stamper that has like this the
The
special,
special
point
point's
right
3
in the
points
middle.
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can have it 3
Yeah.
away.
It's not like there's nothing they could do. They could just, like you said, move the special point slightly.
And it would make new cards, like new card combinations, like Bloblobber. Imagine if Bloblobber had a special point on like the tip of the Bloblobber instead of the handle where it is. Like,
Yeah, it'd
so
be a
many
lot
things
more
could be
useful
done.
then.
So many
Yeah,
different ways to
there
play
is
it. So.
definitely potential.
I'm
We've
sorry
always-
if I'm gonna get the last question. I'm realizing that I have very little time to do a bunch of things that I need to get done in my life before I go to the next event. So I'm sorry for kind of cutting things short, but fun fact about your Splatoon OC.
Oh geez, I don't have a question about that, but I guess I can give something about me. Doing the promotional images for Diamond Bracket this time, the player profiles and all of that were posted on social media. I discovered that I actually don't have my own profile picture saved on my computer. I had to find the original back from the artist when it was commissioned 2 years ago.
That's
So
silly.
I have it saved now, but I needed to dig through to find the
right.
original. Goes to show how disorganized I am.
yeah.
Alright, well, thank you for having me. I will... I suppose I'm going now, if you still have to get through Trailina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Best
Well,
of luck in
thank you
future
for-
tournaments.
Yes, thank you, and thank you for streaming.
My pleasure.
Farewell.
Bye.
Hey.
Alright, and last but certainly not least, we have Trailina in third place. If they're perfect.
Yeah.
Hello, Trailina!
Hello.
Congratulations on third place. How does it feel?
I didn't think I'd get this high, really. I mean, I haven't been playing that much. I didn't experiment with decks. I just played what I knew, really.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was meaning
Expect-
to, like, you know, the lab make some new decks and experiment, but I just haven't been feeling table turf lately.
That's fair.
So, got a couple of quick questions to hit you with, and we'll see how things are kind of going. First one is that asking about, like, the strategy you have where you use Joe and Mr. Grizz as your, like, opening two plays. Like, that seems like a really, really strong opening play where you block off a chunk with Joe, and then you follow up with Mr. Grizz, and you basically chop off a whole chunk of the map while also getting a bite into the enemy's base.
Yeah, it's not something I was usually considering, but I wanted to like ruin the potential combo that Callie had, so I used Mr. Grizz to sneak through that spot as well.
Okay.
So
And
it was like disruption. Yeah, it was disruption basically, rather than blocking off.
okay.
I just figured that like with Gemini, I find it more consistent just to go all aggressive than trying to fend off your base, so why not just push in anyway?
Yeah, play something that can absolutely shut stuff down. Do you have any other combos that you kind of have waiting in dormancy, or you're kind of looking to try out on other stages? Or is that currently one of your bigger plays, your combos that you kind of have sitting around right now?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Do you have any, like, are there any particular combos that you're kind of proud of that you feel like you've come up with for other maps? Similar to how effective Joe to Grizz is.
I'm not sure. I kind of like improv, and I make a cool play, and then I kind of forget I made it.
Fair
But I
enough.
feel like that combo where like I made Big Man 2 wrap around Kelly and got special, and then it gave me a spot for double special with curling bomb to be pretty nice play.
Very nice.
Because the little heavy splatling at the top gave me a little setup.
Yeah.
You know, the combos you make on the go are probably the most satisfying.
They can be pretty fun to kind of spin out and fabricate to make yourself work.
Yeah, the double Gemini deck is very improv. Like, there's a few base combos, but it's not mostly built around that.
Other thing was box seats the map you were trying to pull out wins on? So you were like going to box seats a lot during this tournament, yes?
Yeah, it just seems to work a lot. Like, I have
Well,
the strategy where,
very-
like, I wrap around the side of the map, and then I start building special and attacking the middle.
It's a very wacky map that a lot of people don't know how to properly play on. And
Well,
so
I guess I figured box seats. Or maybe I'm very lucky, but I don't know.
No, I'd say you figured it out.
Yeah, you
It's
figured out
not the
pretty well.
usual box seat strategy people do these days, but it works.
If it works, it works.
Everybody's
if it
got
get, if
Go
if
ahead.
it wins the game, then it works.
Exactly.
That's it really.
Yeah, another thing, like, if you have all the cards on the side of the map, it makes it more difficult to overwrite. Because if you, like, play big fat cards in the middle, it's just gonna be, like, free zone to special over anyway. So if it's, like, your cards are in awkward spots, how are they gonna make efficient use of that?
Yeah.
That's probably the other reason why the deck is really strong.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like being able, like, the corners are usually hard to punish more often than not. So if you fill that all up and then you go after the middle, where most players tend to go straight to the middle to start with, then you're kind of surrounding them, and then you can fill up all the things that they kind of filled in the middle, and they're going to have a much harder time countering and responding to you.
Yeah. What else can I say?
Was there any part of this tournament that you feel particularly proud of?
Probably the improv double Gemini plays.
Fair. I mean, those were some of the
Or-
most exciting things we saw too in this
Yeah,
bracket.
yeah, it was just
so.
like major disruptions or setting up for special spots.
Lucia, do you have any
It
questions?
really quite a lot as a map. Like at first I felt a bit about it, but now I'm like, the way this map's fun because like I can, unlike Squared where it's really difficult to build special, you can build a ton in Double Gemini.
Yeah, there's a lot of good spaces.
It's not just an aggressive map; it's also one where you can build special, so it feels more exciting to me.
That's fair. Do you have any questions, Lucia?
So do you also agree that River Drift is like an overpicked map, or is that just me?
I mean,
Like,
I think I know why. It's like it's quite a consistent map. Like you have your safe spot to build your base, and it's kind of easy to know what to do, and I think that's why a lot of people pick it, including me.
Like,
I mean, I don't pick it as much as I used to because like I think a lot of people know how to play it really well now, so it's kind of a coin toss whether you're gonna win on it now these days.
It's definitely overpicked, but it's overpicked for the same reasons people pick like Battlefield for Smash Brothers. It's like, let's go to the spot where we know we're gonna have a good clean fight, where nothing too out of there like Yoshi Island platforms or the spaceship tilting too far to the left is going to happen, and we actually get to have our battle.
yeah.
Or Pokemon Stadium, I guess, is technically that. Or was. But yeah,
I'm kind of thinking of making a new River Drift deck, but it's like I'm already pretty good at the map, and I think at this point it's just like coin flip meta.
yeah. I mean, there's definitely things that you can do and refine beyond, but it's very technical and minute.
I went to double 312 from like the last tournament results where like I just lost out a wee bit because I didn't have 2 312s.
Yeah.
Like it's not just for like the final turns, but it's also really good for disrupting base combos.
Yeah. One last question before we wrap things up. Could you give me a fun fact about your Splatoon OC?
I don't know if I ever mentioned before, but like Terran's quite a reserved character. He doesn't really know what to say to people he doesn't know very much. But if you get to know him, he'll tell you a lot about Tableturf.
Nice.
Just like me, for real.
For real, for real.
Also, he's kind of like unaware that girls like him, but he doesn't know how to react about that.
Oh.
Oh.
Alright. Well, thank you so much. I'm sorry to kind of run this a little short. I have like 33 minutes to figure my shit out, and I need to go buy things for people, and then I gotta get ready for an arms thing. Thank you so much for participating in Diamond Bracket 7. Congratulations on 3rd place, and best of luck in future tournaments.
Maybe I'll try to get first place next time, who knows?
I believe in you. You got this. And that's gonna be it. Oh, what? Go ahead, quickly.
Yeah, this is my last Tableturf tournament on the Switch one.
Ooh, Switch 2 hype. But yeah,
I'll be coming in a few days, so...
That's gonna be it from us. Thank you all so much for watching. We are done with Diamond Bracket 7. We will see you next time with more future Tableturf content. Thank you all so much for watching. Goodbye!
We'll see some custom cards.
Yes! More cards. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.